Same drawing we made before. If I just want to cut that straight away, I can hit save. I like to go to file, save as. This is just stuffed up on me, 1 second. There we go. I like to go save as, that way I can input a file name and location. So basic bench, and tell it where I want it to save. I'm just going to save it to documents save. As soon as I've done that, if I hit Alt, hold Alt, and hit Tab, it will allow me to cycle through open windows again. I'm still holding Alt. Tab shows me the cutting window. Tab again will show me that Windows Explorer is open. Tab again gets me back to the editor, which is this drawing window. Tab again, that's the cutting window. Because I've hit save, it shows that piece that I've saved in the cutting window. We'll get back to that later. So I can hit Alt Tab again to go back to the drawing window. But I want to show you another way. I can hover my mouse over the NC Studio icon down the bottom toolbar, and as I'm hovering, I'm not pressing a button. I can just go up to the other one and click on it, and it goes back to the other window. You can do that the same way in reverse as well. Go back to the cutting window, go back to the window. Okay. So now let's just look at adding a sink cutout. So again, it's important to know the distance from the edge of your bench top to the edge of the sink cutout. If you don't have that, you've just got a center point and the sink dimensions. You can do it that way, but it involves a bit of maths, but we'll go through that. It's also important to remember the rotation direction of travel for the machine head. This one is going clockwise. That's fine. All our angle cuts, even though they're at 0, are showing that they're cutting in. Anyway, to start a sink cutout, we will click the rectangle thing with the left mouse button once, draw your rectangle anywhere in the thing you want, and click it again to complete it. So, again, at the moment, it's showing us all these diagonal lines. We're keeping the bench top, we're discarding the cutout, and we're discarding the stuff around the outside edge. Perfect. We need to put some dimensions in for this sink and make sure we align it in the correct place. So I'm going to select, see over here now we've got 2 polylines. The first polyline is the first box we created. The second polyline is the internal box we created. Let's click on that internal box and make some changes to that. Let's just make it 0 to start off with. So we're going to 0 angle them in. Edge select, 0, done. Now we can change some dimensions here. So look, it looks pretty central. I'm pretty happy with it. But if I wanted to say bring it up, so bring the sink cutout forward to 150 and hit enter. Oops, sorry, just get rid of the extra 0, hit enter. It has moved it up 150. That is the distance from here to here. If I wanted to make it central, okay, let's just right click escape, and click on the first polyline, get our dimensions right. You should be having this written in front of you anyway. So we've got 1200 by 500. So I know the center point of the whole bench is 600 by 250. So if I wanted to keep that central, when I select the other polyline, see if I've got both selected, there's no dimensions. I can only do dimensions on one polyline. So left click, take that one off. Now I can see my dimensions. So it's actually showing me the start point for the X is here and the start point for the Y is there. So Y and X. That's all good, but if I've only got a center point, I need to calculate the edge. So we know that whole bench top is 500. We know that the middle is 50. And if we wanted our sink cutout to stay the same dimensions, so 200 by 420, we would need to make sure that it's all centralized. So that all works on the central point. So 1200, half of that is 600. That's our center line. And our width of our sink cutout is 420, so half of that is 210. So I would go 600 minus 210, and that is my starting point for that edge if I wanted it to be centered. So 600 minus 210 is 390. I put that in my X starting point, 390. As I told you before, left click off the number. You can double click to select it all and highlight it all, or you can left click and hold the button down and swipe right, let go, and it's all highlighted. Once you type in the number you want, you hit enter, and it will move the whole box to that position. Okay, so remember we made this 500 high, half of it is 250. We know that the height of our whole little sink cut out is 200, so half of that is 100. So, to make sure it's central, I know 250 minus 100 is 150, it's already central there. You don't need to move a thing. Easy done. If I wanted it to be up higher, keeping the same dimensions, 420 by 200, if I wanted it to be up 160, I'd just type it in. 160, hit enter, and it moves it up. If I want to move it down to 140, highlight it all like I did before, 140, click enter, and now it's closer to the front. Depends on the dimensions that we've been given. It's much more helpful if you're given the dimensions from the left and right and the whole sink cut outside. If you want everything central, you'll have to do it by maths like I've just told you there. Okay, right click, escape. We're going to put some radiuses in on the sink cutout. So with nothing selected, right click, escape, nothing is selected in the polyline. I want to go to right click, gives me the right click menu. I want to go to chamfer, fillet, which gives me my radius. I'll make the radius, let's go 30 millimeter radius on each corner. For me to do that, see how the radius line is selected now in my cursor, showing that I've got radius selected. I click on one line near the corner, and then the next one that I want it to radius to. You make a liar out of me. Let's do that again. There, it's done. Do it again. If you're having trouble getting the line, if it's not working like it didn't for me, zoom in using the mouse scroller wheel. Again. Do it again. One more time. And we're done. So right click, escape. That is our miter. We can also see that all our angles are fucked now. So I can select the polyline I've just made and go to edge select, change that all to 0. It's also put all the angles to the outside. That is a basic sink cutout.